Hey guys, hey YouTube. So in a previous video where I was kind of ranting about YouTube and how they're being really horrible with demonetizing channels and making it hard for people to actually do this as a full-time job, like many people do, I mentioned that I thought it was weird when I noticed that one YouTube channel I enjoy watching has a Patreon, and of course they use that to help keep their channel running, and they were also supporting another Patreon that a YouTube channel had. And I thought it was weird and why it would be like if one charity gave some donation money to another charity. I mean, how would you feel if you were making monthly donations to food for starving African children, and then one day they were like, and then one day you noticed that Food for Starving African Children had made a few donations to U.S. Kids with Cancer donation. It just felt weird and awkward and kind of wrong almost. Like, how on earth are you able to support this other channel if you yourself need support from us? Which, I don't have the kind of money to support other people's channels. I'm trying to support my own channel and my life. But then I realized why they might possibly do this. Because one thing that YouTube channels will do to try and get people onto the Patreon thing, and I probably would do this too if I ever got a Patreon, is they will have exclusive content. They'll have behind the scenes. I think LGR is a channel that he will put his videos up on Patreon first, and then let people kind of give feedback and stuff like that before he puts it on YouTube, which is cool because I've seen like then it's on YouTube, and then he's like, and someone on Patreon mentioned before I uploaded this video to YouTube that blah blah blah, and so they have exclusives. So as I was thinking about it, I realized, oh, so that means that let's say I had a Patreon, but I also really, really like LGR or some of the other channels, and I want to see some of their exclusives. So then I might just make a small $5 or less, if I can, donation so I get those exclusives. It's me kind of getting something that I want. It would be the equivalent, it's kind of the equivalent if I said, I have plenty of donations right now, all this donation money is coming in, I'm able to support my channel, I'm able to support everything, I have enough here that I need to treat myself for all the hard work that I'm doing, and so I went out and bought myself a drink or something, or a pizza, maybe even a fancy pizza. It's kind of like that. It's the equivalent of me treating myself with some of the money that I make. And that's true for a lot of people. For me, if I got a Patreon, it would just be about running the channel. I'm living at my parents' house. I eat out of their fridge, although I can buy food for myself. Sorry. I'm saving for a mission. I've got like 7,000 sitting in the bank for that, so I'm doing pretty good right now. And then 20% of my paycheck goes towards whatever I feel like spending it on. And so I'm doing pretty good right now. So if I did make money from Patreon, it would just be for my YouTube channel. I would say, okay, all this money has to literally go into a camera upgrade or some other upgrade. But for other people, it's like that is their source of income. And so, of course, they're going to do much like I do with my money. They're going to buy potato chips and things with it, pay their bills with it, but also use it to help keep their YouTube channel going. Which in some cases is just simply being alive. Just simply having money to pay bills and stuff, because the channel that they run, the only thing it really takes is time. It doesn't take a lot of, what am I thinking of? Yeah. So the channel takes time, and that's the only reason why it takes money, is because if they want to do it full time, well, they have to have some source of income to keep alive. So yeah, that's just my kind of what I realized possibilities for what might be going on with this. And yeah, I think it's very, very plausible, and now I don't feel as bad about it. Especially if you consider the fact that, like, the easiest way, like, if you're another channel with, a Patreon and stuff like that, I'm sure some of the channels out there might be willing to find a way to let you in on the exclusive content, because you yourself are also struggling, so why not help a fellow person? But it would be kind of tricky to get to them on the side and stuff. It'd be easier for them just to support you on Patreon. But then I realized, well, so like, let's say I have my Patreon and I've got exclusive stuff, and so I kind of work out a deal where I say, hey, other YouTube channel, I like your content. I would like to see your exclusive behind the scenes stuff on Patreon. if I donate $5 to you, would you be willing to also donate $5 to me so it zeroes out and I can still keep on doing my channel and stuff and not have it be something odd and not have portion of what I actually need to keep running going to you because I'm kind of struggling and I can't. And I'm sure a lot of channels might say that's fine because if you think about it, it's zero. You know, you're allowing them access to the special behind-the-scenes content without a dime going either way. I gave them $5 and they gave it to me back. Now, I'm sure it's a little more complicated than that. I'm sure that, you know, it's kind of like who has the $5 and also what happens if you all of a sudden for some reason didn't have $5 and then the system would be broken. So it kind of means that you have to have $5 kind of sitting there not being used. And then if you ever had to, you'd have to cancel a donation for a short while and find some way to work that out. But having it there not being used for a bit, so always $5 in your bank account. Relatively simple and easy, but is not bad, and that works. Hi, Jima. Love you. Yeah. So it works, you know, that's cool. And you're not, and so you're definitely not having $5 and then goes to $10 next month and keeps building up. So I think that's cool, and you know. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in whatever's next. Which I know what's going to be next this time. It's going to be me masking for Everyone Death. Let's get to that.